What is up, guys? Matt, the owner of Tales Channel here, bringing you a fantastic interview with Aaron Weber, the guy behind, the Sonic Twitter, the Sonic Facebook, basically the social media manager for everything Sonic the Hedgehog. So, what's up, man?
Hey guys, how's it going?
So, in this interview, we're going to be talking about the Sonic 25th anniversary party and just some unrelated stuff relating to the 25th anniversary in general. Just because this 25th anniversary party has been, pretty hyped,
Yeah.
We're expecting Crush 40, Hyper Potions, some announcements, maybe. We don't know, and that's why we're asked all about the party. And hopefully he can answer your questions. Of course, he may not be able to answer some due to, legal mumbo-jumbo, but we're going to try to get as much out of him as we can.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Alright, so we have 9 questions relating to the party, and I got these from Twitter, so thank you all for sending in your questions. So Ace Trainer Dan asks, in general, what is there for us to do at the Sonic 25th party?
That's a great question. So we've got a lot of cool stuff that we are planning for the party. Our goal is to kind of make sure that there is never a dull moment at the party. So from the very beginning, when the doors open, we're going to try and rush you guys in as fast as we can. Most likely at that point, you're going to get a goodie bag. Within that goodie bag, just like previous years, right, is going to be some special collectible stuff for you guys. One of the items that we're working really hard on right now, and this might spoil another question later, but is a 25th anniversary silver collector's coin.
Nice.
And we've been going back and forth and working on it, and we should be getting the final sample in soon. The only reason I haven't released a picture yet is because I just want to make sure that the design's final first. But it's going to be really, really cool. So we've got a lot of good stuff you'll get. You'll walk inside. You'll have a couple options then. You can go down towards the main stage area. Most likely Hyper Potions will already be playing some music at that point. Or you can check out the other stuff we've got. I can't spoil all of it, but I will sum it up by saying that there will never really be a dull moment throughout the party, and we've got a lot of really cool stuff planned for all pretty much 3.5 hours that the show runs, barring the kind of the 30 minutes we're allotting for people to get in the doors.
Nice. I mean, I've been to Sonic Boom 2014, and that was fantastic. So I hope this kind of lives up to that hype. And speaking of Sonic Boom, here's a question from Ty Reich of Radio Sega. Why was it the name of the event called Sonic Boom 2016 to keep it in line with past editions?
Also a very, very good question. We decided that this year, since it was the 25th anniversary, that we were going to stick to naming that kind of celebrated that party. And one of the concerns was that there might be a little bit of confusion given the Sonic Boom brand and that we have a Sonic Boom game coming out this year. And so the simple answer that kind of solved everything was this year, let's call it the Sonic 25th anniversary party. And then maybe, if we do another one in the future, we'll go back to calling them the Sonic Boom events like we did before.
Next question is there a guarantee? Oh, this is from Sonic 1 Blue, by the way.
Okay.
Is there a guarantee that we'll get a live stream of the 25th event?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I can't promise you a guarantee right now. What I can tell you is that just this morning, I was going through proposals for the live stream, and we're working really hard to try and get it set up. Getting the live stream done the way that we want to do it is going to be a bit challenging. That's one of the things that I'm working on with my intern Sergio here. So I think it's very likely. I will say it's very likely, but I don't want to promise it just yet because sometimes crazy things happen or things go awfully wrong. But probably by, I think, mid-June, we're going to know for sure on the live stream. We can tell you guys then. But just know that we are doing everything we can to get a live stream up for all of you that may not be able to be there in person. Though I'll add one more thing, and that is if you can be there in person, please trust me when I say that you will want to be.
This is getting me excited now.
Good, I hope so.
Wink, wink, wink. Okay, so here's a question kind of about that from That Sonny, or I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Will there be booths for a playable demo of Sonic Boom Fire and Ice at the party?
Most likely, yes. We've been looking at those kiosks and stations just recently. So just like last time, can't officially promise it yet. We have to figure out the spacing still, since the tickets are selling very, very well. But it's very likely we'll have at least a couple stations there, maybe four for Fire and Ice. So nice. Wait and see on that, and we'll be able to confirm the exact amount soon.
Nice, can't wait to actually try that out. What's next? Kyle from Blue Spin Dash asks, I got one. Any other merchandise that could be bought while there?
Oh yeah, good question. We were thinking about trying to get a lot of other merchandise in. I think as it stands right now, it's kind of going to be a test run for us with potentially some of the Tomy products that I teased out on Twitter a little while ago. Those classic Sonic plushies. If you guys saw those, and they look amazing, and they really are quite cool. And so those are kind of the test run for us to see if we take stuff to shows like this and we sell it to the fans. Is there interest? Do a lot of people want to buy it? My gut feel, the thing I've been telling everyone is like, yes, please bring all this amazing Sonic merchandise before it hits stores, and people will go nuts for it. I promise you. Like, they love this stuff. And so I think if the stuff sells really well, if the classic Sonic plushies do really well at the 25th anniversary party, then that might open up doors for us in the future for more stuff. So nice. Wait and see, and thank you all for the very strong reaction to the plushies when we tease the pictures out too. Really helps.
Those look great. Those look like, classic plushies. Like, those were fantastic.
Yeah, Tomy did a really, really good job with those, so we can't wait to see the final.
All right, next question is from Redneck Gamers. On a scale from 1 to 10, how dank will the party be?
How dank? Oh, it might be a little early to say, here come dat boy, but I think the party will probably be at least a 6 or 7 out of 10. See, part of the reason that we post a lot of memes on the page, besides just trying to entertain all of you guys, is also because there's a very large portion of time where there's no notable Sonic news. And so it kind of fell to me to make sure that people were entertained and having a good time. And so I always wanted to bring back some of Sonic's personality. And the memes, I think, and sort of Sonic's attitude, they fit hand in hand very much. But when we have official news to talk about and like big announcements and things, obviously that will take precedent and priority. Though we'll never forget about the meme side that we have embraced so dearly over the last year and a half.
Has the interactions of the social media pages gone up since the memes?
Oh, they've like doubled. I mean, yeah, so I know some people, maybe some more outspoken fans go, oh, the memes, but honestly, Twitter has more than doubled in followers. We've gone from 140,000 when we started to over 300,000 right now, and Facebook continues to rise, and Tumblr continues to go up exponentially, and people love this stuff, and it's we try to make stuff that is funny and that we laugh at too, and that's our standard. So if we have a good time and we bust up laughing whenever we look at the samples, then all right, it's good enough to release to the wild.
Understandable. All right, BCP of BeveCon Paradox asks, are there going to be any contests at the party?
That is something we're looking at. Probably a cosplay contest.
Ooh, nice.
The trivia contest we might not actually be able to fit in this year. We've been looking at the schedule and trying to plot out, can we fit it in there? The bad news is there probably isn't enough time to fit that in there. The good news is there's so much other cool stuff that we have going on that we can't fit it in there. So wait and see what else we've got. But yeah, there's a lot of really exciting stuff that will be taking up that time.
All right, here's the last question of the party from Michael Tobin. Mm-hmm. Will there be any guests like Roger or Mike going? Also, will they have any Sonic games to play? I mean, we already kind of asked that, but let's go on to the guest question, I guess.
Sure, yeah. In particular for the guest question, yes, we will have special guests. We will probably have a lot of special guests, and we haven't revealed or announced them all yet. Summer Sonic has kind of already revealed all the stuff that they've got, and they've got an amazing amount of guests for those of you that are in the UK. For our party in San Diego, we will have a number of names and faces that you guys will recognize and appreciate. Some of them we are still locking in. It's a little bit too early to confirm them yet. But others, yes, you will certainly recognize and know, and we'll talk about them soon.
Awesome. All right, so here come the unrelated questions. These are going to be fun.
Oh boy, here we go.
So the first one is a fun one. From Sonic News Channel, or my boy Ryan. Mr. Weber, what is your opinion on the current state of the Sonic fanbase, taking into consideration of the recent comments regarding the community's so-called negativity towards the franchise and to each other? I better get the popcorn for this one.
You should. It's honestly, I think my answer is going to be a little simpler than some people might expect. I think that 99% of the Sonic fanbase is really awesome, like really chill people. We're all very similar, I think, in that we all share a passion for Sonic, and we all have very fond memories of Sonic. And the only challenge, I think, sometimes for that 1% comes from the memories that they have, and the fondness that they remember is kind of for a particular style or a particular vision or memory of Sonic. And they see maybe different styles as as different and therefore bad, and they go, oh, well, I don't like this, but I only want this kind of style. And I think it's fine to love whatever you love. I told somebody last week, people tell me all the time they love Sonic 06. And when they tell me that, I don't say like, oh, you're a bad person, or oh, I don't like your judgment. I go, cool. I respect that. So it's fine to love whatever you love. And I think the message that I left for a certain group was really one of positivity, because I wanted to point out that when you want to rally people for a cause, when you really want to inspire them and motivate them, you don't generally do that through negativity or through hatred or through kind of like calling people names or making up statements that obviously you don't actually know. Claiming employees do or don't have knowledge of upcoming titles is a very dangerous thing to do. So it's one of those cases where I kind of wanted to go there and just say, look, guys, like, chill out a bit. It's all cool. All this passion comes from the same place. And in my opinion, that does represent a very, very small minority. But I think it's important to respect and understand the opinions of everyone out there, including those minorities. And so that's why I wanted to drop that message and just give them a little bit of encouragement, I think, and try and support them in a way that is positive and doesn't really make fun of them too much.
All right, next question.
Okay, cool.
This is from Dr. X, my good friend. Do you like your memes fresh?
Oh, always. Nothing but the freshest of memes.
All right, from the Tom Gaming 2. When will there be new information regarding the Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
The movie. That one I don't know. That is with a very different team from my side. So, sorry, no answers there.
All right, cool. Next question is from Blake. Any progress on Sonic 3 Remastered? Maybe even console ports for Sonic 1 and 2 Remastered?
He asks any progress as if it was like a title that had been announced. We're talking about the petition from years ago, right? Where people sent letters to Haruki Satomi. Okay,
the kind of tech demo they made.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think Christian Whitehead is an amazing developer, and I love the stuff that he does, and I love that he's a fan. That he's done all this stuff. But yeah, no news or anything on that front, I'm afraid, for Sonic 3.
Oh well.
Still one of my favorite games.
What about the console ports for Sonic 1 and 2? Can you kind of say something on that, or is that the same thing?
Yeah, no news on those either. I haven't heard anything there.
All right, no worries. Next question is from Sparks the Echidna. How does it feel to be working with Sega and Sonic Team again?
Oh, it's different. It's really cool in some ways, because now Sonic has this very dedicated group here in Los Angeles, and some of us kind of moved down from San Francisco, and so it's strange to be back in some ways. It feels like now that it's been over, or just about a year at this point, it's like, okay, all right, I'm getting used to it again. At first it was very different, but it's something you kind of get used to, and I have a fun time because, well, one, I get to post memes on social media and other fun things. Like, we do a lot of stuff that people might call it memes, right? But I think there's a lot of stuff that, like the post we did last week that was the, United We Run, Divided We Stall post, or like the stuff that's kind of like maybe referencing certain movies or stuff like that. That to me is like less about memes and just more like kind of fun stuff you do with the characters and with the brand. And so that I think I have a really fun time with. In the interim, I've been also kind of working with other fans to try and get them more involved with the brand. In particular, like a couple artists that we're kind of trying to train up and get involved. And so some people go like, you don't post enough fan art. And it's one of those cases where actually we're taking some fan artists and training them a little bit. And that's been going on for some time. And that's one of the things, some people spotted it last year, actually, when we did certain pieces of art. They go, oh, wait, I think this is by this one person. And maybe it was, I don't know.
Well, I know Rafa Knight, a 3D modelist, joined Sega. Any word on that?
I wouldn't say that he joined Sega so much as he's one of those fan artists I just talked about.
Oh, actually. Gotcha.
Yep.
I just saw on Facebook or something like that. My bad.
Yes, it's kind of misleading, I think. I think Rafa was probably very excited to announce that he was working with us in that capacity.
Gotcha. All right. My boy Chris Runs with Scissors asks, ask Aaron Weber if that Chow Garden experiment at SXSW or South by Southwest had the effect on Sonic Team that you were looking for.
Yes, it did. But
Yes.
but that doesn't really it doesn't mean that a lot of stuff will happen. But the fact that the crowd kind of went wild when I talked about the Chow is a great sign. It's just one of those things where internally I've been kind of championing Chow for a long time, probably because I spent hundreds of hours, I think, raising Chow I think I spent more time raising the Chow than I did playing SA2 and getting all the emblems.
Yes.
You know, all said and done. So there a certain element of the adventure games that I really loved. And though I don't necessarily hold the power to bring Chow back single-handedly, of course, it's one of those cases where if I can rally some support around them, then it certainly helps if I want to try and push the Chow or get other people to consider Chow for stuff in the future. Who knows?
That's great. And that wasn't an official confirmation for Chow Gardens, by the way, guys. So just calm down a little.
That was not an official confirmation. Sorry, but you know, I'm pushing hard for Chow, doing what I can.
We'll see. All right, Dylan of Cyclone X asks, have you ever got in trouble for anything you've posted on any of the Sonic social media?
I'm sure the answer is yes. There's no way, because we kind of skirt the line, and I suppose in trouble in quotation marks for me is kind of like how do you define that? What defines in trouble? But
I don't know, maybe like talk to, I guess.
No one, I mean, generally speaking, no one here ever gets upset, except maybe sometimes our legal team is like, Aaron, what are you doing? What is this? I'm like, well, it's called parody, and there's debates on the definition of that sometimes, I think, but it's a case where, yeah, the more I get more worried about the fan reaction to things than I do about the internal reaction, because it's like if I know something is good and really funny and people will love it, and I feel like it's not too dangerous or not too offbeat for the brand, then I'll post it up. But I'm always concerned if the fans are like, oh, we don't like this, or, you know, hey, we don't think this is good. And thankfully, we haven't really had many of those. But that's always my concern in the back of my mind. I'm like, I hope they like it. Here we go. So it's every time I post.
All right, cool. Next is from Crash Bandit Cuddle. Nice name. Why were the Gravity Falls people at Sega?
Oh, I have no idea. Actually, I did not get to meet with them.
All right, next question.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. From Cool Fizz. Will Big the Cat ever get a serious starring role like he did in Sonic Adventure 1, or will he just be a meme forever?
That is a good question, and to be honest with you, though I will push Big the Cat as kind of a fun joke meme character for a long time. I do feel that Big the Cat's gameplay in Sonic Adventure, this is my personal opinion, was probably one of the weaker of the 6 gameplay styles. You know, I'm just gonna throw that out there.
It's all good.
So, you know, so it's like, as far as bringing him back again, if someday he were to return, I feel like the fishing mechanic thing would certainly have to change, or we could just call it like the Game Grumps rage mechanic and put it in like that and make Ego Raptor play it constantly. But I think, yeah, Big the Cat would need a lot of retooling to come back. And I think, honestly, before we worry about Big the Cat and other characters, it's kind of like you've got to nail down Sonic, right? So that's where the priority, I think, needs to be.
Perfect.
And then when you've got that done, then you kind of expand, and now you worry about other characters if that's the direction you want to go.
Well, here's a follow-up question on my own. Any progress on the full version of Big's Big Fishing Adventure 3?
Yes, in fact. The full game continues production. It's a fan team making it, as you guys probably know. And this group of fans is one of the craziest and most dedicated group of fans that I know. Every day there are new messages in the developer chat about stuff they're working on and you know, secret endings and all these hidden Easter eggs, and there's a lot of planning that's going into it. And I don't want to spoil all the stuff that they're working on, so all I'll say is that they're doing a lot of work on it, and it is slated to come out sometime later this year. So we're very excited to kind of show you guys as fans. It's almost like a love letter to the adventure fans in many ways, because it well, you'll see. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I heard some stuff about it, and oh my god, it's I won't spoil it, but
yes,
it's the best thing ever. All right. Second to last question here. What are the biggest obstacles you've faced when making a new game? And that was from John Z.
Oh, well, as the community and PR manager, all I can kind of tell you is kind of what I'm guessing at, because I'm not on production. Production and the PD team are the people that make the games. So all of you on Facebook that are like, Aaron should stop posting memes and make games. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Actually, very different people, very different teams. But as far as producing a game goes, what I know from my limited community knowledge is there's a lot of time and planning that goes into it. There's a concepting phase where you say, all right, here's the concept for a game, and then there's the sort of the inline phase where you have to say, all right, we're going to try and run this through and check the numbers and see how does this look? Do we feel like this is going to work? Will this, make its money back? And then you have to do that for all the branches around the world, and then everyone's got to get on board, and then everyone's got to agree to it. And there's a very large and long kind of drawn out process of getting something made. And along the way, there's all these checks and balances too, typically. And most of you that do any sort of like indie development probably know this, but that you have milestones and different targets you've got to hit to kind of prove to your publisher or whoever's funding you, that we're going to make this game. It's going to be awesome. The quality is going to be good. And so those checks happen all along the way. And it's one of those cases where a lot of people, I think, underestimate the amount of time and work that goes into developing a game. And it's one of those things where you can rush something out, absolutely, or you can take your time. And I suppose I can end by simply, echoing the remarks that Haruki Satomi made last year, which is that Sega, and in particular on Sonic even, we are very focused on taking our time right now to make something that's really special. So that's where we are.
Yeah, I'm guessing SOJ or Sega of Japan has like the final say on everything because they own the intellectual property and whatnot.
I don't know how that nets out entirely, but every branch is definitely very involved. So like Sega of America is very involved, Sega of Europe is very involved, and oftentimes there are some titles or games that would release in one territory, not others. A ton of titles release in Japan and not here. Like I'm still quietly weeping over PSO2 because that
oh my god.
I'm not gonna go off on that tangent, but I really I want that so bad.
It's
but,
such a good game.
And so at the same time, there are a lot of titles that might come out in America in the past that wouldn't come out in Japan. And so different branches can decide what they want to release if they think it's gonna work in that territory.
All right, and here we have our final question from Gene Fujimori. He asks, will you fire that dumbass new intern? He's kind of a jerk.
Gene, that is a great question. Tell you what, Gene. His name is Gene Fujimori, right? This guy that's saying the question? Okay, great. Gene, I'm going to fire my intern, and I'm going to hire you instead. How's that sound?
There we go. And there it is. And with that was the Sonic 25th party kind of interview. I know we went off on a tangent with these unrelated questions, but I'm pretty sure you guys kind of sort of got the gist of what the 25th party is going to be. And I'm going, and obviously you're going. So it's probably going to be very exciting. Do you have anything else you really want to just say or reveal?
Reveal, not so much. Things that are being revealed are being saved for later dates.
Obviously, yeah.
What I'll say is, we're down to, I think, about 120 tickets right now. So there's not a lot of tickets left. And that's out of 1,000 tickets. So as we get a bit closer, guys, a lot of the tickets are going to sell out. So I highly encourage you guys, if you're kind of on the fence, if you don't know yet, if you can go, it might not hurt to grab a ticket and hold it. And then if for some reason you can't go, just let us know in a week or two and we can see if we can refund it for you. But try to get the tickets now. Don't wait till the last minute because we won't be able to open a lot more spaces. And I mentioned it earlier and hinted at it, but being at the party in person, I think, will be an experience that a lot of people will remember. And I know, Matt, you probably remember 2014 very well, right? Even back then.
I think they revealed Shadow and Metal Sonic and Boom when it was still in its like kind of heyday, and people were like screaming. It was crazy.
The sheer experience of being at an event like this with all your fellow Sonic fans and all these people that share a love for something else and have had a past probably similar to yours, and they've played all the games you played. It's really fun. And I love hanging out with these kinds of people, and so I can't wait to go to the party just to hang out with those kinds of folks, but also because there's so much that has been building over the last year and a half, and we've been so very quiet, and rightfully so, for the first time in a long time. And that silence, I think, in many ways, some fans are going like, what's going on? Like, we're waiting a long time. And I have to tell them, yes, you will continue to wait for a bit longer. And our hope and our goal is that when that waiting is done, that you'll be very happy with what's coming. So that is my cryptic ending for this. Please be at the party if you're at all interested in what is to come. We'll see what happens.
I am so excited now. Well, I'm very hopeful of what's to come at this party. And thank you so much for being on here, man. I know you took the time to, be on the show, talk to the fans here. So again, thank you so much.
Oh yeah, anytime. Happy to help. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this interview, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest in Sonic and Sega news and updates. See you all next time and have a fantastic rest of your week.